Hey, it's Mr. Tharp. I am walking a couple students through how to do question 6 roadmap in U.S. history. So I'm going to record this. You'll be able to see my screen and me. And I'm going to kind of show you the 3-step method of how we do this. So to keep it really simple, number 1, we define it. Number 2, we group using G-PERSIA. And then 3, we write sentences essentially. Okay, so we're going to start off super simple. So if you have a question and you're like, I don't know how to answer this, here's what you do. Okay, let's just write down our PNFs. Okay, so I'm going to start typing the PNFs. We'll even just do it in order. You guys do the same thing. Okay, so if you're not sure how to get started on PNFs, here it is. Okay, let's put them down. And you could even, if you're not good at typing, you could just copy and paste it, right? If you wanted to. So these first two guys, what did they do? Talking to you guys.
Parsing Pulitzer.
What were they?
Were they journalists?
They were journalists. Very good. Okay, so you're correct. He's a journalist. What else do we know about him?
He was like about sensation stuff instead of facts.
Journalist that used sensationalism instead of facts. Very good. And what's another name for that?
Yellow journalism.
Yellow journalism. And so the question then is, analyze the role that the media played in the Spanish-American War. So you've described who Hearst was. What role did, so when I say put these in your own words, you did. Now we're going to relate it to the question. So what did he have to do with the Spanish-American War?
He sensationalized the USS Maine being blown up by Spain.
Perfect. So I'm going to use yellow journalism to sensationalize the Spanish, right, sensationalize, you said the sinking of the Maine?
Yeah.
And ultimately, what did he end up doing?
Getting like everyone mad at Spain, which I think that's war, right?
So getting everyone mad at Spain, could I change that to influence the, how would we put this? What did he do? Who did he influence?
He influenced the public.
Very good. To support what?
To support going to war with Spain.
Perfect. All right, so the students here kind of knocked it out of the park, okay? And for the most part, can we say the same thing about Pulitzer?
Yes.
Yeah, okay? So I could literally just make this into a sentence, and I'm just going to do this now. I'm just going to remove this and put William Randolph Hearst and Joseph Pulitzer were, there we go. So do you see how, now I might teach you guys to do this at the end, but if you can do it as you're going on, you're like, oh, these things go right together, just throw them in a sentence together, right? So now we have our first sentence done, and we've used 2 of our PNFs, okay? So we're well on our way. So now I can get rid of Joseph Pulitzer. Actually, what other PNF did we just use on accident?
Pulitzer.
So I like to do this too. This is a pro tip. I like to make my PNFs red that I'm using, so I know exactly how many I've used. What's our next PNF? Yellow journalism. Did we already use that?
Yes.
Yeah. So see, we're using PNFs, we're not even trying. So let's make that one red. Okay, there's another one we can take off. What's another PNF we already used?
USS Maine.
USS Maine. So sometimes when you just start defining, so this is what I want you guys to see. When we started defining a word, we just started defining William Hearst. Okay, and all of a sudden we've used 4 or 5 PNFs without even trying. So that's why if you're not sure what to do, just put the words down and start putting them into your own words what they are, and you'll be surprised at how much stuff comes out. All right, so we can get rid of USS Maine. Actually, what's another one we can get rid of?
Spain.
Spain. I swear we didn't plan this, did we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Okay. And actually, where can we put that?
They were journalists that ran a newspaper.
Or did we call them newspaper journalists?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just put that one in there. Now I see one more that we could easily put in there.
John goes.
No, not them. Let's do the Delome letter, and I bet we'll do more. Okay, so what is the Delome letter? Do we know? If you don't know off the top of your head, look in your notes and then tell me what you think it is. Who wrote it? And where was he from? It was about McKinley, right? Okay, so it was a letter written about President McKinley. That's what they've gotten out so far.
Spain's minister wrote. Yeah. So it's Spain's minister.
So Spain's minister. So Spain's minister wrote a letter about President McKinley.
Yeah.
Okay? What else do we know about the Delome letter? How did people find out about it? What did it say about McKinley?
Sweet.
It said that McKinley was weak. Okay? How did people find out about the letter? Did Spain's minister put it on Twitter?
Put it in the paper.
Who did?
Spain's minister.
He put it in the paper?
No. U.S.
Hearst?
Yeah.
Hearst put it in the newspaper?
It's in the newspaper.
Okay. So are we going to use a PNF again? This Hearst guy, right? We're going to use him again, right? So he wrote a letter about President McKinley. So now I'm going to come here and say William Randolph Hearst got this letter and posted it in the paper for all to see. And how did America react to that letter?
Not very
And
kindly.
war.
They wanted war. So what did it cause? What do we call people that want war? Jingos. Okay? So what do you think I should put here next? Should I talk about how this letter influenced public opinion? Okay? So the letter changed public opinion in America, and what did it make them want? And made them want war. So what's a word we could use there? We talked about how could we work that word in? What word do we want to use? Jingos. How can we work jingos into this sentence?
That Jingo supported the idea of going to war because
Okay, Jingo supported the idea of going to war. So the letter changed public opinion in America and made them want war, also known as being a jingo. Would that work? Okay. There's probably better ways to say that, but I want you guys to, no, not a jingle. I just want you guys to see how like I'm my thinking and I'm just putting words in because I know they fit. Does that make sense? Like I could write a better sentence, but for now, that'll work. All right, so we have these last two here. So how can we easily talk about Cuba and spontaneous combustion? Do we know what spontaneous combustion is?
Randomly catching fire.
Yeah, randomly catching fire. So what randomly caught fire?
USS Maine.
The USS Maine. Did people know that back in the day? No. Why didn't they know that?
Because they didn't have enough information and they couldn't go and explore the wreckage.
Very good. They didn't have enough information. Because of why? What was the information they were getting? What was it called? We already used it once, but what is bad journalism called, where they're just trying to tell one side of the story and yellow journalism, okay? So could we easily make a sentence using yellow journalism, the USS Maine, Cuba, and spontaneous combustion again? Okay. So let's put it in our own words. So you said spontaneous combustion is something catching on fire.
It's something randomly catching on fire.
Okay, so something randomly catching on fire. Okay, so then I could just start with this happened with what?
US Maine.
With the USS Maine. And then what did we say about the people?
They were not happy with that because yellow journalism said that Spain did it.
So why did they want to do this? What do you think was really the governments and the media and the journalists, what did they actually want? So think about imperialism and manifest destiny. What did they really want more of?
Probably territory.
They wanted more territory. Very good. So in this case of the Spanish-American War, what is the main territory they get? Cuba. There you go. So could I easily throw that in here at the end? Okay. So I could say one of the main motivations behind this was to get more territory like Cuba. Yeah, we'll keep it super simple, okay? So again, this isn't great writing, but let's go ahead and we can do we already used that one. There we go. So I'm going to go and do my, make my PNFs red. So do you guys see how I used spontaneous combustion, but I technically didn't use it in a sentence? That's fine for when we're starting out now, okay? As long as you know what it is and you know how it relates to the question, we're good, okay? So don't feel like, man, I struggle writing sentences. Like, how do I get spontaneous combustion into this word or into this sentence, okay? So we used the so again, we used the PNFs multiple times, right? Because you kind of have to. So our whole thing is if you don't know what these PNFs are and you can't use them to answer the questions, you're probably going to be lost with what's going on in the chapter, and especially lost on the test. Does that make sense? Okay? So again, see how we use the Delhomme letter even though we technically didn't use it in a sentence? We just use it to start our definition. Cuba was one we needed to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. We used all 10 PNFs. Okay, let's do some quick G-PERSIAs. Where do you see G-PERSIA fitting in here?
Social with the journalism.
Okay, very good. So yellow journalism. Public support, boom. So this is literally how easy you can do this. That's all we're looking for. Now, once students get better and there's other students, I expect to weave it in and explain to me why that's social, right? But just starting off, that's fine. You just got your points, okay? So there's your G-PERSIA social. All right, what's another G-PERSIA? Where could we put it? What about this? What G-PERSIA do you think that could be?
That'd be economy.
It could, yep, because they want to get more territory for economic gain. But why Cuba?
Ease of trading.
Ease of trading, very good. So that would fall under which G-PERSIA? It could be economic, you're right. What else? Which G-PERSIA refers to where things are located? Geography, very good. So I could even say geographic or economic, okay? So I'll even, just so everyone can see it, I'll highlight this too. So, have we used all 10 PNFs? Yes. Have we used at least 3 complete sentences? Yes. Have we listed at least 2 G-PERSIAs?
Yes.
Yes. Now we just grade ourselves. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So we completed this roadmap question in probably, in real work time, probably 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? So you guys did awesome. Hopefully this helps you guys as well form your roadmap questions. Again, just list all the PNFs, put the definitions down in your own words, and as you do that, you'll kind of see how it falls into place. So we didn't even have to use all of our steps today because they just kind of fell into place. So that's all we got for you guys today. Have a great week. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace! Right at the bell. That's how we do this.